Hi, this is Joyce, and this is Homebase video number 1 called Introduction to Homebase Up to Bat. The goal for this video is to provide both visual and auditory information and examples about how to log in and begin navigating through the Homebase website. This video will also provide additional information, resources, and training materials that can be found at the North Carolina Public Schools website. But before I begin, I wanted to provide a short explanatory background. As a Kenan Fellow, I have been provided multiple opportunities for staff development learning that have included innovative educational technology tools and software, as well as learning about new and current educational trends. In my particular fellowship, which is called Leading Educators to Homebase, I have been working in a cohort with 7 other fellows in partnership with NCDPI. I was trained on how to find, evaluate, and tag resources into the IIS portion of Homebase. I was also required to create a learning module that reflects my fellowship work. Since my fellowship focused more with providing instructional resources to teachers, and as I also realized that there were no training materials specifically designed to help teachers find resources on Homebase, I decided to create a series of lessons to better meet those needs. I also wanted to share about the great resources and information I have been learning about, but in a way that I felt would be most helpful to teachers. So, each of my lessons are integrated to include demonstrating how the many different ways that you can use technology tools can be used in the classroom, as well as providing information about them. I must say, though, that most of these tools are new to me, and I am still learning how to use them more efficiently and well. So we'll learn together. My goal is simple, though, in that teachers will be able to take these tools and information and utilize them directly into their classroom to increase student learning. And with that said, let's get started. When you want to go and log into Homebase, you can either go 2 ways. You can either type in the web page URL, which is right here, or you can go to the Currituck County Schools main web page and click on the link that's provided for you. Type in the 10-digit UID as well as your password and save that so that you don't have to keep on typing it in over and over again. And you click on sign in. At this point, your page will look a bit different than mine in that I have no little icon pictures here having to do with lunch, attendance, and so on, mainly because I'm not assigned any classes. So whereas we might look a little bit different in a few portions, we're still going to be the same overall. If you see on the top left corner, this is the first of 3 parts of Homebase. This is called the Student Information System, and as its name implies, this is where you would find information about your students, from basic demographics such as phone numbers and addresses all the way to testing data. On the start page underneath will be different icons or links for you to click on. Daily Bulletin is where you can read or create bulletins and send them to your colleagues using Homebase. Staff Directory is a listing of our wonderful family at MES, and I am happy to say that I'm still a family member. There I am. Thank heaven. Meals are lunches. Personalized is where you might want to change something about your password. Gradebook is where you can input grades. Reports and recommendations have to do with student data, which I have none. SchoolNet would be the second part of Homebase, having to do with the information system and resources. And then the third part of Homebase is this part right here on the left side, having to do with the North Carolina Educator Effectiveness System, the old McCREL, or teacher evaluation. So when you get to this welcome window, you'll want to find SchoolNet and click on it. And then you have to wait. There we go. The most important part of this welcome page is going to be this blue bar with these 4 parts. And as you can see, when I drag or hover my cursor over top of 3 of these tabs, you get little drop down windows with more information in them. Alright, so first, the little red schoolhouse, that is like home, that's like a back button. You can click on that to go home, start over again if you wish. School and district data, this is just as the name implies. This is where you're going to find information, testing information, things like that, facts and figures about your students. Classrooms, this is where I'll have a couple future lessons coming from, how to use the lesson planner, as well as to find and use instructional materials that are located and housed in the home-based system. Assessment is just like it implies. This is where you would be able to create or find or utilize other kinds of testing materials. So, this is the end of the first video. The second video, just to give you a little teaser, is going to be where we find and retrieve instructional materials in Homebase. But before I stop, what I'd like to do is to also share with you information that you can find about Homebase also at the North Carolina Public Schools website. When you go to their main page, and here is their URL right here, the left side will give you links to different parts of the NCDPI website. The top link where it shows the student raising their hand with the word ready, that is where you'll be able to access some Homebase information. So you would click on that link and it would give you information about the Ready program. Most importantly, go down this left toolbar until you see the words Homebase and you click on that. And here is going to be a plethora of information, anything and everything you could possibly think of that you might want to know about Homebase. I won't go through every one of these portions on the left toolbar side, but I would like to point out a couple things to you. One is in the teaching and learning content section, because this section applies to my fellowship. This is where it kind of gives you background information, goals and reasoning for it, as well as the focus on the quality of the education resources that are in Homebase. These are some of the repositories, partnerships that are being developed with Homebase. You can see some names that you recognize, so you know that the materials that are in Homebase and going into Homebase are quality materials. These 3 tabs at the bottom also kind of focus a little bit on that. Samples of resources you might find, the numbers of resources that are in the database right now, as well as the NC summary rubric system. And this will again be another lesson forthcoming. The last part I wanted to mention to you on the Homebase site is the very bottom part here, the Homebase directory. This is a list of names of people from DPI who are directly involved in some aspect of Homebase. I wanted to point out 2 names to you, Laverne Weldon and Carmela Fair. Those are the 2 ladies that were mentors for me during my fellowship. I got to meet with them and speak with them on multiple occasions, and I must say that if there's somebody at DPI that you need or want to talk to concerning Homebase, these ladies are intelligent, they're passionate about their jobs, they know what they're saying, they are willing and wanting to listen to you. So if there were any folks that you wanted to talk to, I would highly recommend Laverne Weldon or Carmela Fair. Alright, so this is the end of video number 1, Introduction to Homebase up to bat. But wait, you have homework. Please jot down at least one question, one comment, one concern, one something that you may have or are having about using the Homebase system. Bring it with you to our next meeting, and I will work with you to solve any problems, answer any questions to the best of my ability. So, that's the end of video number 1. Thank you so much for bearing with me on this, and I hope I get better and better at the video production end of it, and hope you have a great day. Take care.